It's an honor to stand before you today. We gather here not just to speak, but to feel, to remember the stories that ignite fire in our hearts. Today, I want to take you on a journey of a woman who started from the bottom, rose through storms, and found her light. Her name is Arohi, which means ascending, and indeed, her life was one long, breathtaking climb. Arohi was born in a small village nestled among the mountains, a place where silence was louder than dreams, and girls were taught to survive, not to soar. Her father, a factory worker, passed away when she was 8. Her mother, illiterate, widowed, and afraid, took on multiple jobs just to feed her 2 daughters. Education was a luxury, but Arohi, she was hungry for books, for answers, for the stars. Every night, after washing dishes at a neighbor's house, she would light a small candle and read torn pages of discarded textbooks. The village mocked her. Girls don't need education. They said they need husbands. But Arohi had a secret, a belief that she was born for more. At 16, Arohi was offered in marriage to a man twice her age. But that night she ran. She took a train to the city with just 500, a notebook, and fierce determination. Life in the city wasn't kinder. She lived in a women's shelter, worked in a garment factory during the day, and studied under streetlights at night. People saw a tired girl, but inside her a fire was raging. She applied for scholarships. Most rejected her, but she kept applying. Rejection was not her enemy, it was her fuel. Finally, one day, an NGO sponsored her education. She got into college, and not just any college, a top engineering institute. In college, Arohi was the only girl in her class. She was mocked for her accent, her clothes, her silence, but she kept learning. While others partied, she studied. While others doubted, she dreamed. By the final year, she topped her class. She was offered a job at a multinational tech firm. The girl who once begged for books now built machines that spoke in codes. But her journey wasn't over, because success isn't just about rising. It's about lifting others with you. Arohi returned to her village, this time not as a runaway, but as a visionary. She opened a learning center for girls, free education, free meals, and most importantly, freedom to dream. She trained women in digital skills. Started a small business led entirely by rural women. Today, over 200 girls from her village go to school. 20 have gone to college, and 5 now work with her at her tech startup. Arohi became more than a success story. She became a movement. What does Arohi teach us? You don't need perfect conditions to bloom. You just need the courage to begin. Every no is a redirection. Let it lead you, not stop you. Success isn't selfish. It's service. Rise, but take others with you. Your background doesn't define you. Your bounce back does. When the world says you can't, whisper to yourself, watch me. His story is not fiction. It's a mirror. A reflection of every woman who dares to fight, to feel, to fly. To every woman listening today, you are more powerful than you've been told. You are more brilliant than you've been allowed to believe. And your story isn't over. Maybe today you are in your battle. Maybe you're stuck at your rock bottom, but remember, even mountains bow before the determined climber. So stand up, speak up, rise up, be your own Arohi. And then be someone else's. I leave you with this. The woman who walks alone might walk slower, but she walks further. Let us walk, let us rise, let us become the Arohi the world is waiting for. In a world where circumstances often dictate outcomes, the story of Arohi serves as a shining example that *** resilience, not resources, redefines destiny ***. Born into poverty, faced with societal limitations and personal loss at an early age, Arohi had every reason to give up. But instead of surrendering to her circumstances, she chose to fight, and in doing so, she transformed her life and the lives of others. Resilience is often misunderstood as mere endurance, but it is much more. It is the inner strength that allows a person to rise after every fall, to hope after every heartbreak, and to continue walking even when the road ahead is full of obstacles. His life was filled with hardship. Her father died when she was just a child. Her mother struggled as a widow with no education and very little support. Society expected her to get married early, stay quiet, and accept her fate. But he saw things differently. When she ran away from a forced marriage at the age of 16, it wasn't just an act of rebellion. It was an act of resilience. It was a bold statement that she would no longer let others write her story. With barely any money, no family support, and no security, she ventured into a big city. Most people in her position would have felt lost, but he used her pain as fuel. She worked low-wage jobs during the day, studied under streetlights at night, and kept her dreams alive, no matter how far-fetched they seemed. What's important to understand here is that he didn't wait for perfect conditions to begin her journey. She didn't wait for society's permission, for someone to rescue her, or for opportunities to fall into her lap. She created her own path. That is the essence of resilience, the ability to keep moving forward even when everything is trying to hold you back. Every rejection she faced, be it from scholarship committees, employers, or people around her, became a stepping stone. She refused to be defined by her background, her gender, or her financial status. In every moment of doubt and despair, she reminded herself why she started, and that persistence turned into power. From a village girl with no formal education, she became a top graduate in engineering, secured a high-paying job, and eventually returned to transform her community. His story teaches us that life will always test us. There will be losses, disappointments, failures, and setbacks, but how we respond to those moments determines the course of our lives. Resilience is not about being fearless, it's about being brave despite the fear. It's about standing up every time life knocks you down. In the end, he didn't just change her own destiny. She broke a generational cycle of silence, submission, and suffering. She proved that resilience isn't just surviving, it's rewriting your future with courage, choice, and conviction. And perhaps most importantly, she showed the world that where you come from does not limit where you can go. Nelson Mandela once said, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. His life is a living embodiment of this truth. For her, education wasn't just a path to employment or status. It was her weapon of survival, her shield against injustice, and her torch in the darkest times. Born into a remote village where education for girls was seen as unnecessary or even dangerous, he faced a reality that tried to silence her potential from the beginning. With her father's death, the already fragile financial condition of her family collapsed. Her mother, illiterate and widowed, struggled just to put food on the table. Education in such a world was considered a luxury, especially for girls, but for books were never just books. They were windows into a world where freedom, possibility, and transformation existed. Even when she worked as a domestic helper to support her family, she would steal moments to read torn textbooks or borrow old notes from schoolchildren she served. With no formal classroom, no tutor, and no stable home, she made the world her school. This self-driven hunger to learn is what changed her destiny. When she ran away to escape child marriage, she didn't carry gold, clothes, or property. She carried hope and a few scribbled notes in her bag. Once in the city, she juggled jobs and night studies. She applied to dozens of educational programs and NGO, facing rejection after rejection, but eventually a scholarship opportunity came her way. That one moment, the day she was accepted, became the turning point in her life. She joined a top engineering college and found herself surrounded by people who had always had access to tutors, laptops, and fluent English. Rohi was behind in every way, except one, her will to learn. She stayed up late, attended every extra class, and read beyond the syllabus. While others relied on privilege, she relied on perseverance. Slowly she caught up, and then she led. By the time she graduated at the top of her class, she had not only earned a degree, she had earned respect. She broke the stereotype that only the privileged could succeed. She proved that education isn't just about marks, it's about mindset. But his belief in education didn't stop with her. She knew what it had done for her, and she knew what it could do for others. When she returned to her village years later, she started a free learning center for girls. She provided school supplies, meals, internet access, and digital training. Girls who had once been told to stay in the kitchen were now writing computer code, solving math problems, and applying to colleges. That ripple effect is the real power of education. It doesn't stop with one person, it multiplies generation after generation. His story teaches us that education is not just a tool for employment, it's a foundation for dignity. It gives people a voice. It allows them to challenge injustice. It opens doors that were meant to stay shut. And above all, it makes people believe in their own worth. In societies where women are told what they can't do, education teaches them what they can do. It empowers them to choose, to challenge, and to change. He used her education not only to rise, but to raise others with her. Her life is a powerful reminder. If you educate a woman, you educate a generation. In a world obsessed with titles, salaries, and status, the story of he reminds us that true success isn't about how far you climb, it's about how many people you bring with you. It's about lifting others, creating opportunities, and becoming the voice for those who haven't found theirs yet. He had every reason to think only of herself. She had battled extreme poverty, social stigma, loneliness, and countless rejections. After earning her engineering degree and securing a prestigious job in a top tech firm, she had reached a place of stability and comfort, something she had never known before. But instead of stopping there, she asked herself a deeper question, what is the value of my success if I am the only one who benefits from it? That one question changed everything. Despite all the struggles she had faced to escape her village, he made the bold decision to return, not to live in the past, but to rewrite the future for others. She remembered the young girls who once sat beside her, washing dishes, carrying water, and being told they weren't meant for school or dreams. She remembered her mother's helplessness, her community's silence, and the walls built by tradition and fear. And she knew if she didn't return to lift others, who would? He used her savings to open a small learning center in her village. What started as a one-room classroom grew into a hub of hope. She didn't just teach math and science, she taught self-worth, leadership, and confidence. She trained young women in digital skills, public speaking, and entrepreneurship. She also created job opportunities by starting a small garment business, run entirely by women from the village. Many of these women were previously confined to homes, viewed only as caretakers or laborers. Now they were earning, leading, and teaching others. Over the years, her impact multiplied. Dozens of girls from her village enrolled in school. Some graduated from college. Some became teachers. Others joined his tech company, which now employed rural women and connected them with global markets through digital tools. But perhaps her biggest success was something less visible. She changed the mindset of an entire community. Parents who once said, "What will a girl do with education?" began saying, "My daughter wants to be like Ohi." Girls who once whispered their dreams now shouted them with pride. His journey proves a vital truth. Success is not about what you have, but what you give. It's about using your voice to amplify others. It's about remembering where you came from and reaching back to lift those still struggling. In doing so, you don't just change lives, you build a legacy. Today, His name is not just associated with achievement, it is a symbol of generosity, leadership, and impact. She turned her personal victory into a collective movement. Her story teaches us that the greatest power lies in service, when we use our platform to open doors for others. In a world that often praises individual achievement, our Ohi shows us that the highest form of success is ***, not standing alone at the top, but creating a ladder so others can climb with you. ***, that is what makes her truly extraordinary.